And we got these new details coming from New South Wales Health today. From 12,800 tests in the last 24-hour reporting period, 10 new cases, 5 from overseas travellers in hotel quarantine. 1 is an old case from August, currently not infected but linked to the Liverpool hospital here. And the 4 other locally acquired cases, they are linked to that second cluster. There's 2 clusters, both from Liverpool, from the private healthcare clinic, 3 in the same household, and 1 of those is a co-worker from a previously reported case yesterday. Also, New South Wales Health let us know of a cargo ship that came via Brisbane that's currently docked in Newcastle Port. 14 crew members on board. They've all been swabbed. 1 of those tests came back positive. Additional testing is currently underway on those crew members, and New South Wales Health say there's no risk to the community. Now, everyone is trying to figure out what's going on with the New South Wales-Queensland border. On Wednesday, the Queensland government gave New South Wales 48 hours to track down all these cases and link them to known clusters, or the 28 border will be reset. Well, that was on Wednesday, and that 48 hours has passed. But according to Queensland Chief Health Officer Jeanette Young, they are going to wait a little bit longer before making a decision on the New South Wales-Queensland border.
We just need to wait a bit longer before we decide whether or not there's been any need to change that planned opening to New South Wales that at this point in time is planned for the 1st of November. So it's around 2 to 3 days from when that notification occurs, so there's a bit of time to go.
I still don't know where they got that 48-hour time limit from, because as we've seen during the pandemic, sometimes it takes health just a few hours to identify a known link or a known source, and sometimes it takes up to days and sometimes weeks. I still don't know where the Queensland government got that 48-hour deadline from. It was completely new to me. I've never heard it before.
Jeanette Young also says she wants to wait until Monday to make a decision about what's going on with the borders. That's when both health departments will meet. Now, also, there's been a lot of criticism coming from the New South Wales government side, including from the Premier and also New South Wales Health Minister Brad Hazzard, about Queensland's border policy. Brad Hazzard calling Annastacia Palaszczuk cruel over this border policy. Now, Stephen Miles, the Deputy Premier of Queensland, has hit back. Here's a little bit of what he had to say.
Queensland will not be lectured to by New South Wales. This is the state that gave us the Ruby Princess, the state that had those aged care outbreaks. We have avoided those situations here in Queensland precisely because we have aimed to suppress every outbreak of community transmission. That's what we've done, and we've done successfully. And as I say, I was pretty disappointed to hear the Premier of New South Wales say that she doesn't even aspire to do that.
So, Tom, you would say that the relationship between the New South Wales government and the Queensland government is pretty icy at the moment, and left up in the air is this November 1 opening date of the Queensland border to New South Wales.